So, right to record. So, okay. So, what we're going to do is the SWOT analysis. So that's the main way that we dig through our business and figure out, okay, what's going really well, what's not going so well, where are the opportunities, how can we better take advantage of the market as it sits right now. So how can we use what we've got to take absolute advantage of it? So it's really, do you guys know the difference of working in your business and on your business? Anyone know how to describe that? In or on your business? No?
Working, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
I think it means working in your business is like you are meeting like with a client potentially or filling in the MLS if you have a listing, like that's in it. And working on it is prospecting and trying to get leads and advertising and marketing.
Totally. Yep. I think how would you describe it?
I was gonna say, as far as working in your business, it's just more so, it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
So working in your business would be more directed towards just like being part of the culture, I'd say, or just like being part of like a team or a group, something like that. So working on your business would maybe be more so like the stuff you do outside of work to proactively grow your business.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I think that's all true. I think normally when I look at it, at least, and we can all have our own definitions of it. For me, when I'm working in my business, it's like, and it could be lead generation even, but basically like it's what I'm doing every day. It's the daily grind. It's like how we run the team every single day, how we run our real estate business every single day. So that's really working in the business. That's the mundane. That's just the thing that we always do. And then working on our business is when we zoom out and we say, okay, what do the numbers look like? What do our processes look like? How are we taking care of our clients? Like it's really examining what we're doing every day. And that's really what this is basically doing. So this is every quarter, we heavily focus on working on our business and tweaking it. Because day to day, we get all these calls, all these texts, we got all this stuff going on and we get distracted, right? And then sometimes we lose sight of our big goals, what's really important. So that's why we do the SWOT analysis. So maybe, actually, I might steal yours for a second.
Yeah,
is that
for sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Until he's back. Okay. So, well, actually, well, yeah, let's just do that. He'll be back any second. So, okay. So the SWOT analysis, I guess I got to load it up in here real quick, but I got it all saved. So it should be pretty easy. Okay. So I'm going to load this in here. Who's on here? Katie, Sari. Hey, you guys. Okay.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, so I just added it to the chat and I'm also going to pull it up. So I'm going to pull it up here, which I think it doesn't look like anyone has their cute little faces on the screen. So I'm just going to share. Then you won't have to just stare at me the whole time. So here's our 4 quadrants. So the 4 quadrants of SWOT. So like I said, I put it in the chat so you guys online can grab it, and then also got it shared on here so you can see it. But so SWOT is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So those are the 4 different kind of topics that we cover. So at the end of quarter 2, we kind of want to figure out, okay, what did we do that kind of fits in here? So does everyone have a pen? Or online, make some, I guess you need a pen too. Just make 4 quadrants, or you could print this thing out, but that'll probably take too long. But if you'll pull one out and let's just go through it together. So I think maybe we do let's do like 5 minutes and we'll do strengths and weaknesses. Then we're going to kind of reflect on those, and then we're going to do about 5 minutes to talk about opportunities and threats. So we'll do that, and then we can kind of share. Can I really steal one of your pens?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yes.
There we go. Fanciest one. So yeah, we're gonna make a list of the strengths that we have and the list of the weaknesses that we have for the first couple of quarters of the year. Okay, so I'm gonna talk over you. Well, I should talk quieter. What are your personal advantages? So this is to help you with your with coming up with your strength. What are your personal advantages? What strengths do you have as a person? What advantages does your company have? Do you do better than anyone else? What is your value proposition? What would other people see as your strengths? Or weaknesses? What could you improve? Should you avoid? Or what bad habits should you avoid? What factors do you lose sales over? What factors lose you sales? What do you do poorly? And consider it from internal and external. What would other people say you do well? Or what other people say you do poorly? All right. Okay, what did you guys come up with? What are your biggest strengths? What are our strengths as a team? What are we doing well?
A few of mine I put just like a good leader, knowledgeable, not super salesy, good with money, and very consistent with marketing, strong in networking, and that just gives me like good resources, people to pull from.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Cool. What else? What did you guys come up with?
Not willing to give up and willing to learn.
That's good.
Other than that, just analytical and organized from other, experience.
Yeah,
Trying to learn as much as possible.
that's awesome. That's great. What else? Something that we do well.
I think KW has a global network of agents,
Mhm.
and that's, the referral business is also a good way to make money.
Yeah, even in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just to make your contacts, to make sure they know to contact you first, doesn't matter, they're not in Utah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can be their go-to for everything home related, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
I think, add on to our KW, just PC in general, being newer agents. You guys have Nick and Terry to lean on as far as, if you're stuck on something or have a question or have.
Yeah.
This and that, you can go to them for anything.
Seems like there's a lot of training and support.
Oh, I'll pay Jesse to say that. I'll see what I said. I said, I think reliability. I think reliable could be counted on. Focus on the big picture, so don't get stuck in the weeds too much. Consistent lead generation. We're visible. Specifically about KW, we're the largest and we're recognizable. So I only really say that because I just think I should take advantage of that more. I don't really think I take advantage of that much. We care about people, I would say, more than most. So I feel comfortable my team does that. And negotiate. We're pretty dang good at negotiating. So I want to leverage that more. Cool. Anything else? Anything you think you're really good at? Staging or I know I say that all the time, but I'm just like, you're good at staging. I would hate to go against you in a listing appointment,
I don't stage anymore,
All right. Well, you still have good taste.
but I still, yeah.
Yeah, you still
Good
got good
advice.
style. Yes. So if you're going up against me for a listing, if they go in and hear from me, I'm just gonna say, no, you don't need all that. We're gonna price it right. We're gonna get on the market. It's gonna be good. When they go with you, they're gonna be impressed by your staging, right? So everyone's got a different thing. That's kind of what we're talking about is, hey, what are those benefits that you can really offer a person? So did going through those things give you more of an idea of what you want your value proposition to be? Is there anyone online that wants to share, I guess? I should ask that. Who online wants to share what their strengths are?
I was driving, so I was like mentally doing it in my head. But one of my strengths is like the fact that I really care about the people that I'm interacting with and I want to do a good job. It kind of
Yeah.
translates into one of the things I could do better because I should be self-promoting more, but I try to make everyone feel like a friend and that I care about them and I want the transaction to go as smoothly as possible. So I think caring could be a huge benefit.
Totally. Love that. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think it's one of the hardest value propositions to have, because I definitely would say that it's one of our value propositions, like my little real estate team. Like, I'm just like, we really do care about our people. And I think that's the main benefit that they get, but it's not that easy to just say, oh, I care about you, because no one's going to say I don't care about you. So it's like, it's one of those that's so hard because it's not tangible. We have to figure out a way to make sure we're communicating that. Like, how can we let people know that we care about them? Do you have any thoughts on that, Katie? Like, geez, what can we do so that they'll actually feel that and they'll just know that we care about them? Or
Um,
anyone else?
I would say like I'm I'm an obsessive note taker.
Yeah.
So I would say like just paying attention and taking notes. And like, I mean, if one of my friends even has a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks, I'll make myself a calendar reminder, like ask how the doctor's appointment went. So I think just like those little things will really translate into building a trusting relationship with even a client. Like if they say, oh, my son's graduating this year, then sending a graduation card in, 6 months or whenever they're graduating, that will build long lasting relationships to where people do think that you care about them as people and as clients and you want their repeat business.
Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. Yep. Cool. Any other strengths or? Cool. Okay. How about weaknesses? Oh, Sari says, can anyone resend the link for this? I can resend the link to it. Let's see. Yeah, I would save this forever. I mean, we use it constantly. So, because it's very simple and it's just, I don't know. We always learn stuff from it. So, okay. So these are our strengths. What weaknesses did you guys figure out that we have? What could you improve? What could you improve? What should you avoid? What factors lose you sales? What do you do poorly? What did you guys come up with?
A whole list.
I don't know if I want to say that's good or bad. I mean, I think it's good to be aware of stuff, We don't want to hate ourselves over it, but just to be aware of it, I think is good. What did you come up with? You don't have to share everything.
Still need to learn a lot more, kind of get into like a fear paralysis where I do like nothing. Need to like communicate with people better. Cause I just kind of feel like I'm like, am I a social, like, I don't know, a stranger to people because I just don't know how to like actually respond to people most of the time. Yeah. Just kind of trying to like learn as much as I can, but then I just kind of get like in a state where I'm like, I don't want to do something wrong, so I just kind of do nothing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's good to know where you feel like you're at. I wouldn't say just because you think that that's true for you means that it's actually true for you, but it's good to have awareness about what's going on at least. So, what else? What else did you guys come up with?
I put that sometimes I lose focus. I need to listen a little bit closer, take better notes, and just work harder.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Get down in the market, see a bad couple days and gonna lose motivation. You're like, okay, what's the point?
Yeah. So that's super honest.
Focusing on the market too much.
Yeah.
What it is, never thinking about it.
Yeah.
Sharpen your own skills. Easily distracted. That kind of goes like the losing focus, like Josh said, but
Yeah, easily distracted. Cool. What else?
I personally really struggle with lead generation. And I know I just have to get out of my head about it, but it kind of terrifies me. Reaching out without, I don't know. It's scary to me. And I know I'm in my head about it and I have to do it, but it's scary to me.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Totally. Yeah, I get it. This week's kind of hard because we have Ignite that kind of directly conflicts with it. But the 9 to 11 lead generation, at least you can see other people that are lead generating alongside you, So maybe that's something that'll help. But honestly, I don't even want to like help you fix it right now. It's just like right now we're just putting it all on paper. We're like, hey, these are the places where we really, need to work on it. And it's almost always mindset related, but I think, yeah, just realizing that there is a fear there, or there's there's something there. There's something there that we got to figure out. So that's totally fine.
I would
We can
say
work on
that
it.
coming to that prospects and pancakes thing, it did help
Oh, good.
to be in a room with other people that were doing it too, and just to be able to, I don't know, bounce ideas off of other people. If anyone else needs help.
Awesome. Yeah. So we like prospecting and pancakes. We need a new food though that rhymes or sounds
I'm getting tired of pancakes.
poetic. Yeah.
Pizza.
Potatoes,
Yeah.
Morning, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I eat pizza in the morning, but I eat cold pizza in the morning, which is very polarizing food, you know.
yeah.
I would definitely show up for prospecting and pizza for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
No matter what
It-
time.
it's one of my love languages.
There we go. There we go. Um, okay, so cool. So that was something that helped you. Love it. Okay, I'll tell you my weaknesses. I would say my weaknesses are having a full court press on my database. So over the year, I always I know whether I've got a full court press on my database or I don't. If I'm constantly talking to my database and I'm engaged then I can feel it. And if I'm not, I know that too. And now I think I'm going through the motions, but I'm not going through the motions a little bit and not truly engaging with them. I don't know what's going on in their lives. They don't know what's going on in my life. We're not connected as well as we once were. So follow up for sure. Consistent follow-up time has been a struggle because it's not on my calendar. Organization, forever a struggle of mine. And then knowing my numbers. So I've realized how poorly I know my numbers, and I want to know those better. So I'm working on that. I have systems in place for that. So anyone else have weaknesses they want to share or feel like they should share, even if they don't want to share them?
Mine is like follow through because I have these ideas. I'm like, oh, I should do this or I should do that. And then I don't do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, I need to make myself do it, whatever it is. Like lead generation is so hard for me too. So it's just like that motivation or that discipline to say, I'm not doing anything else until I get this done.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I'm sure you're not alone on that. I'll join you at least. I don't know about everyone else, but for sure. Cool. Okay. Well, that's definitely an opportunity. Just have to figure out how do we overcome that. And I would what was he? Had something flash in front of me and then I lost it entirely. So it might have been good. I don't know. I don't think it's coming back. The speed that it went across was just too much. So I know it was Brady Sandall from Friday, but I don't remember more than that. So okay. One thing I was going to say about the weaknesses, I made a little asterisk. So one thing I was going to say is like look at the weaknesses and like usually weaknesses, they're usually fear-based or there's negativity or there's something like that, especially if it's mindset related or whatnot. But a lot of times it's fear. So I always I always think of everything as either fear or love, right? There's a lot of books about it. I've read most of them. But most things either come from love or fear. So most of the time when I look at the things that I'm doing well, I'm doing those out of love. And the things I'm not doing well, I'm doing out of fear. And so it's like, I don't know, just kind of looking at that. And then I always look at, okay, what am I not doing? Or what are those weaknesses? What are those things that I'm not doing well? And what is it costing me? Because if it wasn't costing you anything, it wouldn't matter. Like one thing that I love about Gary Vee is that he always talks about Gary Vaynerchuk. He always talks about like finding your strengths and doubling down on them and not worrying about your weaknesses, And I love that because I think we all have our own little space and we're not going to be perfect at everything. But if we put them as weaknesses here, it probably is because they're important. Right? It probably means that there's a cost. The fact that we're not doing these things or we're not doing well at these things means there's a cost. So figuring out, okay, what's that costing me? Is it costing me not getting any new leads? Is it costing me, stress, anxiety, what's it costing me? And then figuring out how we can overcome that, because there is an actual cost. If there's not a cost, who cares? And also when it comes to weaknesses, we can also use leverage to improve those. So it doesn't necessarily have to be us that fixes these things. You can hire someone that'll take care of organization or numbers or following up with your database, or you can have a system that works better for it, some sort of automation that you can use. So okay.
Yeah, just to that point, like when I heard one of the online people say, like, it gives you so much fear. I have the same thing. And that fear paralysis that you're talking about, that can just eat away your time so much. So instead of fighting that, like fighting, at least this is what I told myself, instead of fighting the fear of cold calling, because I just like, I rather pay someone to do, you know what I mean? Not that I can replace that, but like just that
Yeah.
fear that kept me so stuck. And now I've just come to accept it, that I'm exploring different avenues to get over it and just not obsess about that fear.
Totally.
Because it'll eat your time. It's eating my time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep, that makes perfect sense. And I do think, I think I remember what flashed there for a second was from Brady. He was talking about, if you have lead generation on your calendar, it's going to be hard for that to be done, because it's not specific enough. It sounds scary. It can have a negative connotation to it. But also it's not specific enough. So it's like, if you put in, instead of lead generation from 9 to 11, which I don't do this, so I'm learning right alongside you. But if you put in from 9 to 11, call your database, call letters A through D in your database, then when you go there, you might still be a hair scared, but you know what you need to do. There's not all this mental energy spent of, oh, who should I call? Where do I start? Whatever. Like if you just laid it out, you could literally just go do it. And I think it would take less energy. So that's what Brady was saying, was be a little more specific about what that is.
So my fear isn't really necessarily in like the prospecting part of it. Like I'm from call centers, so I'm used to talking to people all day. But my thing is like, once you get a client, I'm afraid that I'm going to do something wrong, or I'm not going to know what to say to them, or like, I don't want it to end up in a lawsuit. And then yeah. So that's where my fear comes from. It like, I just get scared of like, once you get the client, what do? You know?
Totally. Yeah. And I would say, I mean, most people, maybe there's a few on the call, I don't know. Most people would say like, you got to get some clients so you can work with them, and you're going to have all the support that you need to make sure you get through it. So you get a client, not only is there all this other proactive stuff that we're teaching and throwing out there and all the resources we have, but when you get a client, we're going to meet, we're going to talk about it, we're going to set a plan up, figure out exactly what that buyer or seller consultation is going to look like, and then you're going to go do it. And like all along the way, we've got these checklists that just make sure that you hit every single thing to make sure that it's as organized as possible, smooth everything out. I don't know. Is there anyone on here that feels that way, that wants to share it? You know who you are. There's a few of you.
Yeah, my first listing, I called Nick panicking Sunday morning when I was trying to figure out how to accept an offer and all of that. Like, it was just all brand new, and he was really nice. We were on the phone for like 2 hours. And so as far as support, like the coaching program has been very supportive and very accessible and just very approachable, and so we're lucky, because I know other brokerages don't offer that. So don't be afraid, just do it.
Thanks, Carly. I paid her too. No, but really, like,
I was gonna say the exact same thing. just ask Nick.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, was there anything we couldn't figure out, or like anything that you did so wrong that just destroyed everything and the whole thing was a mess? Or
No, but like if you weren't there, probably. No.
Okay.
I mean, I think like I'm sure I could have figured it out, but I had gone pretty consistently to all the classes and I still felt like a deer caught in the headlights because I think I should have practiced more. And I think that's something also that I need to work on is, and they tell you to do it, like Nick and Terry both write offers, like look at, do CMAs for yourself or for your own home, do things like that, like keep practicing. And then I don't think I would have been as scared had I invested time in doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful.
So I'll say something too, if being newer, if you come across something you don't know how to respond or don't know what to say, in conversation, say, I'll double check my team, I'll get back to you, and like use this as a team. Sure.
Yeah.
I did that all the time when I was there. I was like, yeah, I'll go talk to my team and then I'll get back to you. Sure. So that way you're not giving a wrong answer, but you're not.
Totally.
I think the best part is we all make mistakes. Like I can count on my hands into some of the mistakes I've made. And the thing is like most mistakes are usually you're able to fix it or like reconcile it. So it's like even if there's a mistake made, it's just like,
just address it.
Yeah, just address it as quickly as you can and just move on.
Yeah.
Doesn't always turn into a lawsuit.
Exactly.
No.
People are saying understand.
I mean, the schooling kind of makes it sound like that.
No.
Yeah, the schooling has dramatized a lot of this process for sure. So, but no, we'll be there for you. So I just want you to feel like you can go out, get clients, we'll help you with it every step of the way. If you have questions if you have questions that are holding you back, literally write them down. Well, what if they ask me this? What if they ask me this? What if they ask me that? Just write them down and we'll just go through every one of them, But the truth is, we'll practice your buyer consult, your seller consult. When you get there, you'll look so good, so prepared, like you'll have that all nailed down. You'll be golden. So, okay. All right. So any other thoughts on weaknesses that you found? Want to share? Okay. All right. So now probably my favorite part is, okay, how do we look at these things that are going well? And I would even say, it's not really on here, but think of what the market brings right now, that the market has that are strengths. We could also write a few weaknesses, but think and probably we should, in a sense of like, hey, these are the weaknesses that the market has, that the market might be throwing us, and whatnot. But basically we got to figure out, how do we react to these things? So these things that we're doing well or that the market's doing well right now, these are all tools basically for us. These are our tools. How do we use those to find new opportunities? How do we take these weaknesses? These weaknesses could turn into threats. So if we're not doing something good, it can kind of be a threat to our business, right? What are those threats? If I had my choice, I'd probably do threats first, then opportunities, but because it's a little more positive. But let's just go through. Will you look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, figure out, okay, where are there opportunities? And when we're talking strengths in the market, since we didn't already go through all that, what are strengths of the market? Do we have a list? We got a great grant program that came out, right? A grant program. Maybe I should not say a great grant program, but a grant program that came out with the $20,000 grant, right? What else is good in the market? Think of anything?
More inventory, seems like a little bit more at least.
A little more inventory, yeah.
Higher rates, less competition.
Yeah, less competition.
That your Snapchat story, some opportunities that are right now. Yeah, like you say. Our new grant program we've got going on too.
What's that look like?
We'll give up to $4,000 towards first time homebuyers down payment.
Oh, sweet.
Few stipulations, but
Easy to qualify for?
just have to be a first time home buyer. Have to contribute at least 1%, and then their income has to be 80% or less of the total. 80% of the income.
Okay.
So it's only county, it's like
80 grand, yeah.
85 grand.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Awesome. So let's just take a few minutes, let's say 5 minutes, to go through what opportunities and threats we can come up with of how we can either use these strengths as opportunities, or these weaknesses, how they could become threats, and maybe how we can resolve those too. Opportunities. Specifically, what changes in government might be helping the situation? Changes in social patterns, populations, lifestyle changes. What interesting trends are you aware of that we could take advantage of? Changes in technologies might be opportunities. What local events could provide opportunities? Comes to threats. What obstacles do you face? What are your competitors doing? Are your job requirements changing? Is being a realtor changing right now? Could any of your weaknesses threaten your business? Do you have financial problems that could get in the way? Don't answer that. Look at your strengths and ask if those open up any opportunities. Look at your weaknesses and ask yourself if you could open up opportunities by outsourcing or eliminating them. Your competitors doing discounting.
These guys downstairs, they're like, pay no commission.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like no wonder why their lights are off every time I walk in.
Mhm. That's a funny story. Uh, okay, what did you guys come up with for man, should we do, maybe we should do threats first. I feel like it's better to go negative first. We can end on a high note.
I did just kind of like you get complacent, so you start getting a little lazy.
Yeah,
You stop working as hard. You might start pissing people off. If you're if I'm not taking good notes. So like my team or like the clients are like, oh, I already told you that. Or teams like, what happened here? So it's just like really dialing in, like you said, keeping organized.
totally. Love it. What else? I'm adding communication just because you said that. It sounded like not communicating stuff and whatnot.
Yeah,
That's a weakness. That's a weakness of mine for sure. So
definitely. First communicating it the right way, right?
yeah, for
Because
sure.
sometimes we talk a lot and use a lot of big words.
Yeah,
And the clients are like, what are you talking about?
for sure. I feel like a lot of communication goes through, like, it's all in my head.
Yeah.
Like I communicate a lot, it's just mostly with myself. So I'm like, oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, I get that. Yes, I'm on, but it's not necessarily, I'm not communicating necessarily to the right people. So not expressing all that stuff. What other threats you guys come up with?
Be myself from getting started. Just not, I'm just in that fear paralysis, but I'm gonna try to just push through it and just get started no matter what.
Yep. Perfection is, at least when I was a new agent, perfection was a real problem.
Yeah, sure. That's one of the things that like I'm want to get everything perfect, but then afterwards everyone's like, no, because doing more transactions is going to make it perfect. And if you wait for the perfect transaction, you'll be waiting forever.
Totally. Every transaction's so different, so it's not like it's going to go perfectly either. You can't have the perfect transaction. You can just do the best you can. But yeah, if you don't get started, then you're never going to make it.
I think media, if you're wanting to market, in general, is wanting to wait for the time to market.
Yep.
What people say all the time, wait till rates drop, you're along with everyone else.
Yeah, totally.
So.
Yep. What other threats? I'll tell you mine. My threats, I think interest rates are a threat for sure. What are other agents doing? They're discounting. Other agents are dating my database, and they're dating your database too, right? So well, I mean, yeah. And I'm sure there's some, but no, by and large, if you're not dating your database, if you're not calling them, staying in touch with them, adding value to those relationships, someone else is. So that kind of makes me nervous. It makes me be like, whoa, I better make sure I'm taking this seriously, because other people are willing to do it, right? Other people are willing to call my clients, invite them to events, check in on their family, actually care about them. So that's scary. Yeah, there's threats just in general with organization of just, I don't know, efficiencies and all that stuff. Competitors, one thing, I think competitors are not just offering discounts, they're also, this is something they touched on at the Young Professionals event a lot, is that I think other professionals are offering more to their clients. They're raising the bar. They're adding additional things. So I hear more and more people talk about all these things that their realtor does for them. So they don't say, oh, my realtor doesn't do anything. They say, oh, my realtor does all these things.
Such as.
I see
Like-
drywall, removing junk. I'm sure you got a whole list.
Oh yeah. I mean, I mean, I don't know, like from a media stand, like social media, I think they see that as a huge value. I think, yeah,
To kind of add on what you're saying, I think I already mentioned this not too long ago, but updating your clients on what you're doing for them to make it look like you're doing.
yeah,
So you're not communicating, say, I just did this, I just did that. They don't know what you're doing. So I think
Yeah.
that goes into it too, it's just. Posting on social media what you're doing, or just, weekly updates, say, hey, so I just did this,
totally.
whatever you're doing, just.
Communicating what we're doing, not even just doing more, but making sure
Yeah.
they know what we're
Exactly. I
doing.
think that goes into. Then look like you're doing more.
Totally.
Communicating.
Totally. But I mean, they send a gift to their kids on their birthday. They, I don't know, even just comment on their social media posts. Like,
Yeah.
if you got anyone in your database and then they have a realtor in their world as well, who's commenting on their kids' posts, you ever see that? I see that,
Yeah.
but, and I'm just like,
And
wow,
there is
like,
there's a gray area, or there is a cheesy factor in that too, in my
Totally.
opinion.
no, I
It's
totally,
like trying a little too hard
yeah.
at some level.
It
But
kind of is, but
When
like,
it comes with the kids, it's kind of creepy, I think.
Depends on the relationship you have.
It
with
depends on the relationship, correct?
Yeah,
I've been working to grow my contacts in just Facebook. And a lot of people I don't even really technically know. They're a friend of a friend of a friend. And every day, the first thing I do every day is I wish everyone a happy birthday.
yeah,
Just because I want them to see, I want my name to be recognizable. And then when they see my social media posts, oh, that's Debbie the realtor. Like just little things
yeah.
that I try to do. I don't comment on people's kids stuff, but I just want to comment that to people. It's a small thing, but
Totally. Yeah, no, I mean, I think you could see it either way for sure. I think it depends on the person, you know. Depends on the person, but I think being more engaged with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, it depends what you say too. But like, oh my gosh, like happy birthday to so and so, you have such cute kids or something like that. Like to me, that wouldn't be creepy. Maybe that sounds creepy. I don't know, but I guess I say it all the time. Like, oh, your kids are so cute. But which is all I really can say because I can't ever remember their names. So it's just like, oh my gosh, your kids are so cute, you know? It's like a go-to. So I think we're more threatened by people providing more service, doing more, giving a better experience to our people than we are by discount, which is just kind of weird. But that was kind of realization I came to. Because the people, I've said this all the time, but people I lose listings to are not like these discount people. It's people who are really good. Where I'm just like, oh yeah, honestly, you got a great agent. You're set, you know? So
Yeah, to clarify on what I said earlier about like taking notes and keeping track of that stuff, I am not the creepy one that's like, oh, your daughter, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
It's just more about like building relationships and stuff. And that's one of my weaknesses is social media, because it could literally be a full-time job.
totally. It's hard to balance.
So it's hard to find a balance. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if you if you're talking to them and they're like, oh yeah, we're headed to Mesquite for a baseball tournament, like you keep good notes on that, and the next time you call them, geez, how'd that go? Like, how's your trip to Mesquite? How'd your kids do? All that stuff, you know, that's very relatable stuff. So
Right.
love that. I love that you added complacency as a threat, Josh. That's perfect. Okay, the opportunities. So the last one. What opportunities we need to take advantage of? So I wrote prospecting and pancakes is an opportunity. So we'll work on that. Come up with a better name and a different topic, I guess.
Prospecting and people would also be a good opportunity.
Okay, deal.
so I had my license for a year and I'm just barely starting. I just didn't do anything the first year. Everything is so new to me. So my opportunities that I see are open houses or showing homes or just, I want to take baby steps to get my feet wet. I know some people just dive right in, but I'm there yet. So stuff like that, or building my database in Facebook and stuff like those are my opportunities and the immediate with as brand new that I am. Those are what I see as my opportunities.
Yeah, love it.
For learning.
And I think that's jumping in. Got to do an open house, all that stuff. I mean, that's like you getting face to face with people, you know.
I did my first one Saturday.
Heck yeah.
And I shadowed. But I feel like I could just do them on my own now.
Totally.
Might suck, but it is what
My
it is. That's
first
how I
couple
learn,
open
right?
houses, I did it so early because I was afraid of the signs. And I
Yeah.
didn't know where to put the signs. And then now I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent way too much. And a good thing I learned from Brady was, because people always take more time. If you're sitting obviously for an agent, he says, why would you waste your whole Saturday? He goes, if you market it right, you do 10 to noon or you do 1 to 2. Don't ruin your whole day. Because if you do 10 to 2, you've ruined your morning and your afternoon. That was my big
Yeah.
takeaway. Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
because I've sat 10 to 2
Oh, yeah.
plenty of times, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Oh my gosh, for hours.
The 2 hours I did Saturday were
Yeah.
like, we were busy. We had 7 in the first hour,
Oh,
but
awesome.
the second hour we had no one, and that second hour was like
So you imagine 4
torture.
hours.
Oh, yeah.
just 1 hour. It was torture. I was
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
So you already learned that. It's good.
Yeah,
So we're
Totally.
gonna run.
Totally. Well, thanks for being here. Yeah, I think, yeah, I love that you're jumping into it. I put opportunities for me. I do think the SB 240 thing, I know that, it's not that big of a deal, but to me, if you see, I've seen people do really great videos of it. And I think the way you do it makes all the difference. Cause if it's, hey, there's this $20,000 grant only available for first time home buyers. If you know someone who'd want to take advantage of that, have them reach out to me. Who doesn't want that, you know?
The cool thing is you can combine that 20 grand with the second mortgage of Deepa Housing. And so you can essentially take all that money or eliminate all of your closing costs and down payment and buy down your rate.
That's awesome.
So
That's
just
awesome.
depending how much money you want to borrow.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not right now, because I know we're out of time.
Yeah, well, and really, it's like, at least to me, I think that if you say, hey, here's the thing, and here's exactly how you qualify for it and all that, all of a sudden it gets less attractive because all the stipulations, right? So it may not be the best deal, although someone in my world just barely got under contract on an Edge townhome that fit right in there. I mean, it's going to be sweet for them, you know? But really, if you, but more, it's just a conversation starter. So then you talk to them, you find out, oh, they want something a little more than $450,000 because it's capped at that. But it opened the conversation. It got the conversation started, you know? So I do think that's an opportunity. And the grant that you said that you guys have, the $4,000, I think that anything we can use to show value, especially for buyers, they want to feel like they're getting a deal. Honestly, they don't even care that they get a good deal. They just want to feel like they got a good deal and they can brag to their friends and family about that they actually got a good deal in this market. Because otherwise they're going to buy a house and then they're going to go to their family reunion and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you bought it the worst time. What a horrible thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because, like you're qualifying right now, the 400,000, like a $2,900 payment.
Yeah.
50, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
And your cousin that bought last year's got, like a $2,000 payment.
totally.
The cousin before that's got a $1,600 payment.
Totally.
So it's definitely like you're a little bit tricky, but the way
For
that
sure.
we kind of combat that is letting them know that the rates are higher right now, but eventually interest rates will drop. And it might take some time, but eventually they'll come down.
Yeah.
And when they do, you picked up the house, not as much competition, your home's appreciated over time, and then you can just refinance to a lower rate.
Totally.
So you all are lenders,
Yes, lenders.
and so you post on Keller Williams
We are on their Facebook page, yeah.
on Facebook page, and so say you posted that $4,000 possible grant or whatever you were just saying. Can I share that to my feed, or can I only share it with Keller Williams?
You can share your whole thing.
Okay,
They have good videos too.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, we have a whole social media.
Reach out to me, and then we can just set up.
yeah, I'll have to look out for those. Is that-
We don't post too much on the Facebook group. We just post on our own social media, but
Mhm.
you're more welcome to take our content, lost it
Yeah.
elsewhere.
So there's a group of like 6 of us, and we all post on. It's called Loans Elevated, and every single day we have a new post come out.
Okay, and it's Facebook group you can join?
Yeah, it's at Loans Elevated,
I don't know if we have a Facebook group.
or no, it's not a Facebook group. It's Instagram. Sorry. Instagram.
that old lady.
I
who's
mix them up
playing-
all the time. I think they're the exact same thing, so.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So there's a lot of businesses moving into the area. I think one opportunity is showing up on social, because like one of the things that I have is reliability and consistency and the fact that I care. So I just feel like if I can get more of that on social media, like if I can be that, but on social media, so it's visible, like we were talking about, like Katie, we care about our clients, but how do we show that? We have to show them, basically. We have to provide the evidence for that. So that's an opportunity for me.
One opportunity, and we talked about it with some of our LOs today, is right now it's the time to renew licenses, and a lot aren't, because they struggle and they want to do it, it's not for them. So I think
60%, right? Is
yeah,
that number
it's a
right?
crazy number of people are dropping out without renewing, because that means there's more market share for you to go out there and
Totally.
obtain if you're pushing through the more difficult ones here.
Yep. Yeah, they say 70% of realtors have not.
70%.
Yeah, 70% of realtors have not closed a deal all year. So it's a lot.
For lack of trying, or for lack of trying?
I don't know that there's not
I was gonna say, like, most top producers that I know, at least in the lending side, their volume's been cut by at least half
Yeah.
yeah.
from last year, so.
So
Is that in Utah or?
I think it's NAR. Yeah.
For somebody coming in, is that a good thing or a bad? Okay.
One of the best opportunities, yeah,
Yeah.
this is probably one of the best opportunities.
Yeah, I think so. Good. So 70% of realtors are not in production. So 7 out of 10 of your competitors are gone. So
Yeah, this gives you time to dial in your CRM, start building your SOI up, get out to those networking events, build up your group of carpenters, electricians, painters,
Blue collar work.
exactly, just people that can come help you out, or, referral sources.
Attorneys.
Exactly, attorneys.
Lawyers.
I get asked for an
I'm like
attorney
all my
once a
friends
week.
from school were all drug addicts, so don't know what to tell you there. Yeah.
I still need to buy houses.
Yeah, cannabis law.
Oh, I know,
So
the lawyer.
we can do
you're looking for defense attorneys. They've got connections there. So
I'm doing a one per guy, he got in prison for, he was in prison for 23 years.
wow.
And he's finally getting a house. So.
It's honestly easier for them to buy a house than it is for them to rent, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do background check.
Yeah, we're going through that. We're gonna make that, so.
You don't go through background checks to get a mortgage, so So okay. Oh, and I think one opportunity is old school prospecting for that same reason. People are not calling, they're not door knocking, they're not doing a lot of these.
Not following up.
They're not following up. A lot of these old school prospecting tactics, people aren't willing to do anymore, and so that's a huge opportunity. So, okay. Any other comments? Any other things? Opportunities or threats you can think of?
One opportunity that I've been trying to be better at is just not letting anything pass me by with meeting new people, whether that be like a waitress or going into a cafe and just talking to people about the fact that I'm a realtor, and possibly like leaving a note or my business card just to build my database. So just not letting an opportunity be missed where I don't tell people what I do for a living and try to self-promote myself.
That's awesome. Yep. What a good point. I'll tell you one other thing, but who else has a thought or anything else?
One more opportunity.
Okay.
Sorry, I just thought of it. I know we're
Oh,
over.
please go. For
So
it.
my 30-year high school reunion, that tells you how old I am. Is next month. And I just thought that would be a good opportunity
Totally.
to just talk to people about what I do.
100%.
A little bit, but I'm nervous because I don't know what to say to them. So maybe that's something we can address at one of the morning things,
Totally.
the like scripts for the morning that we go over. Like maybe we can go over like how to approach old friends, or like kind of my elevator speech, which I don't know.
Yeah.
One thing, I know you're probably gonna go for it, but the Ford script, family, occupation, recreation, and like dreams. Easy way to transition into what you're doing, and then you can talk about it, and then naturally it comes up.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Especially the O. Yeah, the O occupation. So oh, what are you doing for work? What do you do for work? How's your work
And I
going?
know that'll come up probably the most.
Yeah.
Totally.
Family, kids and work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So it's like when they ask you that, you just have to have your little spiel set up, and it's not going to be complicated. You're not going to sell them a house right there. It's not going to happen. But I mean,
Exciting.
yeah, remember that perception is reality. So they know nothing about, they really don't know like anything else. They don't have any context. So if you go in there and you wear like, you've got the fur coat on, like the top producer, like
Yeah,
the
the
cheetah
story,
print, the works. I mean, they literally don't know. So you just walk in there and you just say, I help people buy and sell homes. They're not going to ask you, oh, how many do you sell? How many on average do you sell? They're not. Yeah, exactly.
Well, when I tried marketing to her, she said, "How long have you been in it?" And I didn't want to lie, so I said, "I'm brand new." And then afterwards, I'm like, "Well, that just kind of ruins the credibility a little bit."
Yeah,
But
I'm nervous about that too.
Yeah.
I always say like my team, I say my team and I have been in the business for over, 50 years, 20 years, 30 years,
Yeah.
whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So then you're not lying, but then you're not.
putting it on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So like we've been in the team for 30 years, I'm more than confident my team's gonna be able to take care of you. I'm gonna be able to help you throughout this transaction.
And it depends how you carry yourself. Because
Yeah.
if you go in top producer and you're just like, oh yeah, I help people buy and sell homes.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Like, tell me more about that. Oh, how long have you been doing that?
Yeah.
What's your deal? It's like, oh, I love doing it. It's just, I love doing it. Like people don't care about, they just want to know.
Right.
Like they'll know whatever you want them to know. So
Mhm.
just tell them.
And like, I'm not shy at all, I don't think, but I'm too modest, I think, to brag about myself, so I need to get over that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes down to just being able to tell like a really good story,
Yeah,
so like, just come up with that story,
yeah.
whether it's past, present, or future, and just kind of run with it.
Totally. Alex, do you remember the story with the charger from Friday? Remember, was it Tyson? No, it was Ray, I think.
Oh,
The story with the charger. Do you remember it well enough so you could like pass that
I
along?
gotta think. How did it go? He said something like, he walks up to a guy and he's like, "Hey, what percent is your phone at?" And he's like, and he was like, "Oh, it's at like 20. Like, oh, so it's pretty low. Like, you're probably gonna need a charger." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I have one. Like, here, I have a charger. Like, why would you not use my charger?"
Yeah.
And your phone battery's low, and it's gonna get even lower as time goes by. I have a charger. Like,
Showing his
He's-
worth.
yeah, like he just was like, "I'm the guy with the charger, and you need one, so here."
Yeah. So it kind of like it was just showing a different angle on what selling real estate is like. Cause it's like if you go up to someone and you're like, oh, hey, is your phone charged? They're like, yeah, it's on 100% or it's on 95% or whatever. Then you're not going to offer them a charger. You're not going to help them. You're not going to help them with that. But you ask them and they need your help. They're not going to be offended when you ask them. But if they need your help, they're going to be really happy that you were there for them.
So when the phone is like down later, they'll be like, "Hey, that guy had a charger."
Yeah.
I know he did. He came up to me. So
Totally. So anyways, so yeah, we're really helping people. We're not looking to take anything from them. We're looking to just add value, help them build wealth through real estate, make their moves the way that they need to for their family and whatnot. So what we're doing is good for them. It's okay for us to talk to them about it. They'll appreciate that we're there, like offering that service to them. So okay, cool. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Nick.
Thanks. See ya.
Thank you.
Of course. See ya.
Yeah.